This abandoned building in western Georgia used to be the Soviet Union's Institute of Tea and Subtropical Crops. Here, scientists worked on perfecting cultivation methods for sprawling tea plantations that supplied the bulk of the vast communist state's brews. That industry crumbled after Georgian independence, but some are now trying to bring it back.
This is the tea from my garden, from this season, from this May.
That's Lika Megreladze, whose mother was a scientist at the Tea Institute. She owns a guest house in a village not far from it, where she cultivates her own small tea plantation for visitors.
It was only one, whole Soviet Union, a researching institute for tea and then as a subtropical culture, with huge laboratories, different laboratories. It was experimental fields for tea, for different plants. It was experimental tea factories.
Megreladze recalls the tea industry's collapse after the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. Georgia, a young country, could not save this huge industry, she said. By 2016, official figures show Georgian tea production had declined 99% from its 1985 peak. With this toppled statue of Soviet founder Vladimir Lenin outside the institute, one of the few signs left of that era. Tea plants were introduced to Georgia in the early 20th century by a Chinese expert invited by the Imperial Russian authorities. They flourished in Guria's hot, humid climate, stretching down from the Caucasus Mountains to the Black Sea coast. And now the industry is seeing a revival.
40 years, here was happening nothing. Here was jungles.
Nika Sioridze and Baka Babunashvili began rehabilitating derelict tea plantations about a decade ago. They processed tea leaves in an abandoned Soviet silk factory, with an aim to reintroduce Georgian tea to local and European buyers. Financed partly by a government grant, their Green Gold Tea is one of several new companies that has brought tea fields in the area back to life. The Soviet Union had also put quantity over quality, so now they say their task is to reinvent Georgian tea as a high-quality, distinctive product for a new era.
We must be different from Chinese tea makers, Taiwan tea makers, because Georgia is Georgia, and we need some niche to make our own tea.